That doesn't sound very good, so yes, we should do it.
Okay, we'll just need a quick tune first.
Viola does not sound the best.
Certainly not the old strings that are so false that this is not quite sure.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's right. 185.
185.
Oh yeah, let's start this one.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mona, and welcome to 4 p.m. I guess who hasn't been to Mona before? Excellent. Right. Welcome. Do you want to see Ben Salter play downstairs? Yeah. Whew, wow. What an amazing voice. Amazing. Ben and I, and in fact Chris, who's at the end of this floor doing the watercolours as well, are in this unique seat where we get to make stuff in front of you, which is both wonderful and a pressure. That's kind of the whole idea of this thing. To do it in a way that allows you to see the process of something being made. You all have your process. You do things yourself at home or at work or wherever. But often we think that stuff that belongs in museums is done by an other kind of person who's living a life that's not your life. That's that kind of stratosphere of stuff belongs to somebody else. So I'd like to, if I can, just for the next half an hour whilst we play today's piece and a couple of others, just tune the EQ if you're thinking a bit. If you look on the stage, as I remember doing when I was young, going, they're on stage, they're already awesome. They must be just Mr. and Mrs. Awesome. And I can't possibly, because I don't have all of let me list the things I don't have, which means that I can't have their life and do what they're doing. I want to get rid of that if I can. Today represents 188 days that I've been sitting at the piano in Mona and writing a brand new piece for strings every day. But before I did day one, I'd never done it before. You'd think I would have done it before if I'd pitched to the museum as a good idea, eh? You'd think, but no, I'd never done it before. So it was just a matter of giving it a shot to see if I could do it. And before, on day one, I thought I was a reasonable composer. I listened to it, it's kind of cringy now if I listen to it, I go, oh, it was terrible. So it's that point where you get to somewhere and you go, I've written 7 notes, or I've drawn a face or a horse, or I've carved a bit out of a bit of wood, whatever your medium is, and go, I can already tell it's not Michelangelo. I'm going to go to the pub or watch some telly instead. There's that point which, media gives us this comparison to stuff all the time, and it can become hazardous as we stigmatise mistakes. But if you're afraid to make a mistake, you'll never come up with anything original. If you're afraid to make mistakes, you'll never come up with anything original. So my idea here is to sit and come up with stuff. 188 times, I'm probably repeating some tropes of my own, influenced by other composers, other writers, and putting a bit of their stuff in, but I can't do covers. I can't do a cover of the Village People. That's not good. We wouldn't like that either. But I'm trying to do something fresh, always a string quartet, so it's always the same sound. I'm trying to make that fresh every day, which is a bit of madness in that as well. So the piece that you just heard was a piece that I wrote last Monday, I think, using a little device that I kind of used to provide me with a handful of notes, because that kind of sky's the limit thing can be the worst thing sometimes. What shall I do? I could do anything, so I'll probably do nothing because I'm overwhelmed. So if I'm given a handful of notes, then I'm going, well, that's what I've got. I've got to use those notes. And so the melody, that was what I had, those notes. And so, well, that's what I've got. I've started with those, given this little trick that I've got, and then the music told me where to go. You just got to start somewhere, and then during the day I might go, well, this is terrible. Well, it's too late to go back. It's like swimming across a lake and go, well, I'm halfway, I'm tired. It's the same distance back as it is forward. I'll just keep going. So that's what I do. And then these incredible musicians show up. Hayato, Miranda, Will and Sophie come out to play. Okay, so we're all even here. We're all on the same creative path. Some skill sets are more developed than others. That's only because someone spends more time practicing it. I'm just here every day, so I probably get better because I'm here every day, and you will too if you do whatever you do every day, even if it's for a minute. So today, 188, we're about to start to work through it and see what's going on. I'm intending to collect the pieces across the week. Mona's open 5 days a week, so I kind of collect them together. Last week was the Dark Suite, number 1, because there'll probably be more. Before that was the Bird Suite. Before that was the Spy Suite, so all spooky and stuff. I think this weekend is the Suite of Ambiguity. That's what I'm going to call it, because I'm still looking for something in there. What I think, like the one you just heard, we just played, melody, clear as day, shut and bright, if that's all we played, you'd be whistling that one all the way home. Thank you very much, you're welcome. But this one here, probably not quite as clear. You might go, well, it's not as satisfying. The trick with this, particularly these kinds of instruments playing not really quite their melody that you can't grab onto, is that in the way that you listen to music, by and large, we don't really listen to music anymore, we watch it. It's always on a screen. Music accompanies a vision that tells you what to think. So a lot of the information is given to you by a face or a landscape or something or other. And so if you listen to the music on its own, it might not be very melodic at all, it's just to support an image. Therefore, I wonder today, without a phone in your hand or a screen in front of you, if while we're playing this, especially as we bolt it together in our rehearsal first, we won't play it all the way through just yet because we don't know what it's like, then you might close your eyes and allow it to promote something. Your imagination might just go wild without the use of a melody. There's textures and changes of speed and things in there that will help your imagination do something. So maybe we can all close our eyes and just listen to music for once in a while. Okay, here we go. We're going to start to rehearse, and I'm going to come back to you soon to see if anyone has any questions, because this is a very informal chat session.
Yeah. Dean, we should play first, but I think bars 74 and 76 in the viola part, not what you meant.
Not what?
It's not what you meant.
74 and
74
76.
and 76.
Let me have a look. 74. I've already been told by the viola player.
Yeah, most of those are the same note. You've got an A sharp to a B
Oh,
flat
really?
and
74 and 76. I do too.
We should play, but we'll play something first and fix it later, yeah?
I have too.
Yeah.
Why didn't I?
Is it
That's
just meant to be
interesting.
chromatic?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay, sorry. There you go. There you go.
No problem.
This is what rehearsals are all about. The instrumentalist telling the composer, no. Okay, let's give this one a go. From the top and see what happens. Once we finish working through today's, we'll play Thursdays and Fridays as well, and this one in the middle. So we'll play 3 pieces, you can hear them all co-joined. But let's work on today's. Okay. Viola starts, and then 2, 3, Actually, yes. So I will say one thing. Those little, little grace notes. Everyone's got them. Everyone's got them. So just a way of interrupting the long line. So make a big deal out of those if you can, because everyone's got them at some point. Little rhythmic toy. B, 4. Hold there, so that can you get that note kind of rather than rebar, maybe explode out, and everyone else stops before a B, and you keep playing. So maybe rebar just before the bar on a B. So you'll note.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just come in earlier with that
Cool.
note.
That'd be great. Thank you.
And you haven't marked a dynamic at the end of the crescendo, but I assume sort of like a healthy.
Yeah. Healthy forte. Yeah. And can I get your little grace notes, please, before A and semitones?
Okay.
C sharp.
Wait. Oh, yep.
Yeah. Let's go from A. Figure A. B. Oh. So I'd like to remind you that the musicians are playing this for the first time straight off the page. No one's seen this before, and no one knows how it goes yet. So it's already something quite interesting.
So I've just got lots of questions.
Yeah,
today.
good questions.
Figure C.
Figure C.
Is that a harmonic in the viola part?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So it's a different object.
Yes, please. That's it.
And 3 before B. Do you want me to do the D flat semitone down as well?
3 before B.
Or D natural? Is that,
Let's
like high
major a tone. I think because it's quite sonorous thing. Let's go from the bar after B. 4/4 bar after letter B.
Yep.
3, 4. One before D, please. 1 before D. 3, 4. That was the second bar of E.
Sorry?
That's the second bar of E.
Yep.
That's good. So when you get to the the semi-quavers, Miranda, can maybe have those 38, so start light, so that we can feel from 38 all the way through to E, it's going to get building intention. Same with your semi-quavers and triple stop there. Make that kind of quiet as you can first time, and then build it up before we get into E.
Do you want or
No, roll it, yeah.
roll it?
Yeah, please. Yep. Yep. Yeah. There you go. So someone asks a question, do you want to roll it? Like rolling the bot, or you can imagine if the music goes it would mean something really quite intense, wouldn't it? So that's just a technical thing. The emotion is given by the technique. There you go. Any questions so far?
Yeah, I know.
I've got heaps. Someone's going to ask why the viola is the best instrument.
Of course.
Somebody will ask that, won't they?
Every time.
Every time.
Never.
Let's go then from bar before D again, please. Bar before D. E. It's not quite a wide world of sports theme, is it? Is it like something from a National Geographic? Would you hear David Attenborough narrating this maybe when there's a lion attack or something? I don't know. Maybe the people at home will give me their impression of what it is. It's making me think. Hopefully not nausea.
Yeah, it's more of a mystery.
Not nausea. Okay, good. Okay. There it is. Murder mystery. We already did the Spy Suite 3 weeks ago.
We were going to go with Alfred Hitchcock.
Well, yeah. Good work on the building up to E, everybody.
So add in a crescendo, basically?
Yes, add in a crescendo. Yes. Which means get louder, everyone. Crescendo. And then, second bar of E, make sure you it's not quite a portamento, but slide up to that top note.
Yep.
Second bar of E, do, da, yeah.
Yep.
Let's go then from E. Right on E. And I'll see if the people have any questions. E. Oh. Let's go from there again, from E.
So, and Dean, just to check, all the accents with the grace notes, the
Yes.
accents are marked on the main note. Is that what you want?
Da,
Or
da,
do you want it on the bia?
One,
Like, what do you want the accent?
into the note.
So you want the accent on
One,
the
da,
middle one?
da. So it's like
No, he wants it on the grace.
there's
On the
an
grace note,
anacrusis
okay.
to the, yeah, cool.
Yep.
See, that's important information. Do you understand that? Little grace note? Yeah, no? Okay. It makes a difference as to whether something is on the beat and strong, or whether it's off the beat and like ambiguous.
A bit faster.
A bit faster? Yep, okay. From E to E. Random instruction here on that second last bar. And everyone just random. I'll turn up. Random. Can I get the grace note for you on bar 94 when you go up to the treble clef, Sophie? A semitone. Thank you. Let's just try from letter N to the end. Or should maybe should that be on the second last bar or the last bar? That second last bar. Yep. Almost like a double pause.
Yep.
Second last bar is a double pause, and then the last note is still. Yep. Try that. From letter N. Infinelli. 3, 4.
What sort of character would you like with the grace note? Do you want him to be like fairly still and then
no, like
busy, or quite
like a
busy?
glitch.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a glitch. Totally, yeah. Yep, okay. Now we're almost ready to play this through.
Was it right with the chromatic notes from an...
Yes, I believe it was. Yes, the same as the others. Any questions? Well, one more bit to rehearse and then we're going to play it all the way through. Who's going to ask if why is the viola the best
I
instrument?
like what you're
She's
doing
already
with
gone.
when we go from
Pressure is too
quartet
much
to
for her.
pianist mode, just slurring
Do you have any
it off.
questions I'd like to ask? No? Oh, yes? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I have a theme, but after 188, I'm shit out of ideas. Yeah, so if you sit down at the piano and just kind of, randomly go, that was lucky. Yeah, there you go. There's 3 notes. D major chord. So there's my notes. Now if I play a D major in a different way, and then add one more note to it. It's a shit idea, but see, all you gotta do is do one chord and it kind of gives you somewhere to go. Yeah, I give myself about 20 minutes to scrap the first idea before I have to start again. But essentially, I'll do that and go, well, that's what I've got, and then just follow it through. Some chord, like that's to have a nice happy 6th chord, You know, oh, my darling, that's like kind of a real swingy, happy Valentine kind of a chord. So that chord would instantly give me a genre and a flavour, and off I'd go. But if I play something really, you know, if those are my notes, like, oh shit, someone's going to die today, you know. So that instantly informs my direction. So the notes do most of the work. Sorry, another question, sir? Okay. Am I getting absolutely better? Yes. Yep, the more you do something, no matter what it is, whether it's music, gardening, or being a prick, you know, if you do it more often, you just get better at it. So inevitably I'm throwing out better stuff. But sometimes it doesn't work though. It still doesn't work sometimes. Despite all my best efforts, despite the fact that I'm using, you know, it's a trade really. I understand some things about music theory and some things, not very many things, but some things, and that make it work to a certain point. But sometimes that magic just isn't there. You know, but sometimes, like, you know, we stopped after 150 and we recorded 16 on this as a CD and download, which you can buy. You know, like these are good. These worked. The lightning struck those days, but the other ones have been removed from the internet. You'll never find them. Good question. Do I hear the sounds as I'm writing? Yes. So how can that become a string note? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird in here. I can read it in my mind. Yeah. I don't play. Just for clarity, I'm dead true. I do not play these instruments. I don't think I've ever held a cello. I don't know. Anyway, I literally don't play these instruments, and I really, like, if you put music in front of me at the piano, I also can't play it in time. I can improvise and compose, but I can't play it. So I don't use the craft of knowing those instruments or knowing that instrument. I've listened a lot. You know, someone who wants to work with a variety of instruments need to know what they sound like. And when in doubt, I have a book, you know, that I go to and go, what is it that a violin can do? And then these guys come in and say, no, still can't do it. All right. So it's a nice feedback session of getting to know these instruments, and that's just time and graft. Yeah. Over here. Yes. The tool that I have to get started sometimes when I really have nothing is I have the alphabet, and each letter of the alphabet I assign a note to it. So if I take a word, the word is Monday, M has a note, O has a note, N has a note, D, A, O all have notes, so I'll get 6 notes, and those 6 notes are my melody for the day. That's where I start. And that song's not meant to sound like, oh, that sounds like Monday. That's not how it works. It's just a place to start. It's just a way of going to choosing notes that I wouldn't otherwise choose if I sat down and tried to play something pleasant or nice. That's really, it's just a way to start. Yeah. And that first piece we played was somebody's name. The letters of their name. That's it. That's all it was. But as I said the other day, like, sometimes it doesn't work out. Like, I did one for a lady named Anna. This is Anna's melody. Sucks to be Anna, right? It wasn't very fun, but, you know, it gave me a place to start. That's like the Jaws thing. Okay, shall we have another look at any other bits to rehearse before we give this a go? Any other bits? I feel like there's probably lots.
Let's go from the top.
Go from the top? All right, we're going to give it a crack. Now, we're going to play it probably twice through, this piece twice through, and then we'll play the suite of 3. If one is all you've got time for, thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate being here. Take something great away. Maybe take a CD home with you. But also, the second time, I may well be able to get off the stage and come and sit with you and have a drink while this quartet kind of know it well enough, because they've figured out the beginning and the end, so they play it themselves, and then you can hear it go, just sort of settle and sit a bit harder and stronger, because they know how it goes. That's always fun. So second time's always better. Okay. So we're starting with that up tempo.
If you like.
Yeah. Thank you. Hayata, Miranda, Will, Sophie. I forgot, we skipped past the bit we didn't do. Sorry, can we try and put it in this time at letter G? Bring it back in tempo, please. Adaggetto. So bring it back at G tempo wise, and then that 2/4 bar before H.
Yeah,
Maybe get rid of that slur from in the bar before H, the crotchet to the triplet. Get rid of that tie so we can hear da 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 da. More it's clearer that way. Maybe for the pick up to H. All right, so we're going to play it again. Wow, and then we'll play the suite. Anybody got anything you want to ask?
Yeah, sorry, it's just, well,
No?
when I play it,
Yeah.
I didn't that time.
Good shit. Where is anybody closing their eyes and imagining a place, a thing? Yeah? You're closing your eyes? A chase.
Yeah.
A chase. A chase through a forest.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you being chased by... Okay, right. Chase through a forest. Yes?
No, we can just do the bowing.
The next Knives Out.
No, it's fine, yeah.
Okay.
Just involves irritating
All right.
saving some bow.
Yeah, no, totally.
Which is
We're
very
really quite happy people, we're well balanced. Should we give another shot?
Yeah.
You want me still?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just we could try without you. It just may not go very well.
Yeah.
You want to give it a go without me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Rip the
Lots of
band-aid
big
off.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just me at the beginning, isn't it?
Amazing. Extraordinary. There you go. So that's today's piece. What do you think? A couple of notes when you get to it again with those triple stops for you, Hayato, wherever they come.
Yep.
Make a big, maybe make it a bit slower and really hit them. Just really kind of leap onto them. Yeah, type 74. Really leap onto them. Or maybe just want it like.
I can't really do that because that's a G and a C and a D and a. I can.
Okay. Yeah, rip 'em.
Fair enough,
Rip 'em.
yep.
Yes, thank you. That's the one. Rip 'em. It is a bit of a chase thing, isn't it? Yeah. So this music is weird because if you read a book, there's a word like scratch or punch, and you read that word and it tells you so much about the speed with which you say the word, and it means a thing. Whereas music, like if there's a C on the page, it's just a C. It's kind of useless. It doesn't know anything unless it's followed with an instruction how to play that C. Books don't do that, but music does. So that's what all these pen marks are for. And there are some musical things that, I mean, if I was to do the spy chord, that's a fairly conventional minor chord. But there's one note that makes it a spy chord. Right? You know that sound from every TV show you ever watched. There are some things that are just so old, that always makes me feel like that. So that's what we do as composers, just to tap into those things and then play them. Should we do it? Should we do the suite now? Okay. So we'll do Thursday first, then today, and then Friday. And then everyone's going to want to buy us.
So sorry, Thursday, then this one.
Thursday, then today,
Yep.
then.
Gotcha.
Friday.
No, I like it.
Questions anyone before we launch in?
You're stealing it from me. You're going to play it. Have I done this one? No, I reckon no. Oh, don't play it yesterday. Okay.
Yeah. Thursdays. Today. Yes, yesterday's.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Third verse C, are they triplets
The bow C.
or quavers?
It's a 2-beat rest and the triplets. That's a triplet sound, isn't it? And then 2 bars after that, 1-beat rest at the start of the bar written in because I forgot to put it in. After that bar we were talking about, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars after that. Beat 1 rest and then triplets.
Yeah.
Okay. Is everyone okay? Yeah? Okay. Thank you very much. The three pieces for the weekend. What's extraordinary is that the musicians are essentially playing it straight off the page, so all those little notes that we make help us play it, but essentially it's a first time run through, so just a skill that blows me away every time I'm graced with their presence. Please thank Hayato, Miranda, Will and Sophie. Thank you so much. Today's been live streamed. There's a camera right here. You can see all 188 days on my YouTube, Dean Stevenson Music on YouTube. They're all there if you've got the time. I don't. There's hours of this shit. Jesus. Otherwise, sign on the mailing list to find out about the future of the project, the book coming out and so forth. Otherwise, I have some recordings for sale. Thank you very much. Have a lovely week. Bye-bye.